Welcome back. Folks from the east side of the state love to rave about the Reubens at Zingermans Deli. And now that deli is taking that tour of select cities across the state, bringing their classic sandwich and a few other favorites closer to fans here on the west side. Here with more info, Roger Bowser. Good morning, Roger. How are you today?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thanks for asking. Thanks for being with us this morning. The hard-hitting question, Roger. Why do people love your Reuben so much? What's the secret sauce?
Well, I think the secret sauce is all the handmade ingredients. I just think they're darn tasty. I mean, quality of our bread stands out above all. It's Zingerman's Bakehouse does a phenomenal job on the traditional Jewish rye. We cook the corned beef right here in house and make the dressing. It's pretty tasty stuff. And then we take in a nice extra step, and our sauerkraut is from a company here in Ann Arbor called the Brinery, and that's a live fermentation right there. So
love that. So you got that very, very local, very handmade from scratch sandwich. So it's no wonder why people drive from all over the place to come to your deli, but people aren't really coming there as much due to COVID. You know, you've had a lot of restrictions, as we all have. And this isn't your first time coming to the west side. How'd the summer tour go? You brought the sandwiches earlier.
Yeah, so this is the second part of the tour. We had some really great turnout in Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. The two best stops in Michigan, for sure. We loved the love, and we wanted to thank them and come back. You know, I worked the first stop in Kalamazoo at Green Door Distillery, and I worked the cars and went back and forth and got the names, and everybody was just like, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And I was just like, well, okay. And we kind of got through the first part of the tour and we offered it up. So
that's always a good feeling when you're there someplace and people are like, are you coming back? Because we really
it was just great. I mean, it really was a good feeling to get, especially during this summer, and to have our guests reach out and participate this way. It was just a really great day and a really good feeling. So
absolutely, made in the mitten right there, Michigan made at Zingerman's Deli and the Bakehouse, of course, which makes that wonderful bread. So we had the full screen up. We'll probably put it up again for our viewers, but tell us where you'll be and when.
Well, we're going to be in Kalamazoo coming this weekend at Green Door Distillery. We'll be up in Grand Rapids the following weekend at Eastern Distillery. We've got a couple other stops. Toledo and Lansing are still on the docket. And we've got one TBD at the end of October, but with the Michigan football schedule, there might be something that pops up in the way there. So
absolutely. Well, it's good to know we're talking about football as well. So some sense of normalcy. So it's not just a Reuben. Somebody might be watching and going, you know what? Personally, I love sauerkraut. I love the corned beef. I'm not a big rye person, but you do have other options. What are your most popular Reuben tour orders?
Well, the most popular Reuben tour order for sure is going to be the Reubens. They just are. You know, the Zingerman's Reuben is the most popular sandwich on the menu, always has been. It sticks out on this tour. But we do have plenty of the other top 10 sandwiches. You know, we still have a couple of vegetarian sandwiches. The number 36, D Money's is on there. You can still get a 23 chicken salad sandwich and that sort of stuff. And then plenty of grocery items as well. I mean, if you're just looking for a jar of sauerkraut or maybe a jar of pickles, and a few things, a loaf of bread, stuff like that, we're putting them on the order. So.
Absolutely. And so speaking of ordering, how do we do that? I heard that pre-orders are required. You have to pre-order this stuff if you want to make the trip.
Yeah, pre-orders. We do like to have pre-orders required on this one. You know, Kalamazoo was our first stop and we sold out last time. We just got so many orders that we kind of had to shut it down. Orders end of day tomorrow for Kalamazoo and end of day Tuesday for Grand Rapids. And you got to go online to our website and click on the Reuben tour, and you'll be able to pick the date and the city and the location, and you'll be able to place your order at that point. So.
Perfect, Roger. Thank you so much for the time this morning and for the tasty details. Appreciate you visiting us with us this morning over Zoom.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you guys for putting us on the air, and I definitely want to thank the great folks of the west side of Michigan and Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo. Being from the west side myself, it's heartwarming to get this kind of reception. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Keep on coming. We're always hungry, especially for those tasty sandwiches at Zingerman's. The Reuben tour details right there on your screen of where they're going to be. You heard Roger say today's the day, the deadline to place those orders for Kalamazoo, and tomorrow by the end of the day for pickups in Grand Rapids. You're loving that, aren't you? We'll be right back.